All right, this is a Fox News alert. We have brand new video of Vice President Mike Pence leaving the Indiana Colts, and I believe it was the San Francisco 49ers game just moments ago. He left that game because there was a number of players who were not standing during the national anthem. He did tweet out not long after, "I left today's Colts game because at POTUS, and I will not dignify any event that disrespects our soldiers, our flag, and our national anthem." So this just goes in line with a culture war that we've been seeing going on. We have two of our esteemed political panelists here with us, Dan Cannonen and Alexandra Smith, to react to this very latest. Thank you both for joining me.
Thanks for having us.
You have to wonder. We've seen a number of football players obviously take a knee, and we knew the vice president was going today. We knew there would be some type of reaction if those football players did not take a stand. So Dan, I want to start with you. Something that we could have predicted, perhaps?
I think so, and I think they did predict it. I'm almost certain that they were there for this reason. It's actually great politics, I think, if you're the vice president, to go there. You know this is going to happen. You know we'll talk about it. We're talking about it right now. They'll probably talk about it in NFL halftime shows on all the major networks covering games. So from a political practitioner standpoint, maybe a little of a hat tip. I will say it's a bit hypocritical. There are fans not standing all the time. There are fans getting a beer during the national anthem. There are folks who are disrespecting it, to use his term, all the time. This is a peaceful protest that is entirely to demonstrate a conversation in this country about serious issues. For him to go there and just walk out and just pretend as though there aren't serious issues being raised, I think is hypocritical and disingenuous.
Hypocritical? What do you think, Alexandra?
So I'm going to be anti-Washington for a second and not be cynical and think that the vice president is like a lot of other Americans who just want to enjoy a football game on a Sunday. This is sort of like America in a nutshell, right? You have these players who are, sort of taking a stand and making, their political views known. And then you have the vice president on the other hand and other fans who are sort of walking with their feet. They're voting with their feet in terms of leaving these games or turning them off in response to that. And so I think that, our country would do a little bit better if we could all understand each other better. I think that the people who are confused or angered by these protests would do better to understand maybe what the players are concerned about. But I think that the Hollywood left, I think that the just sort of the sportscasters out there, the media, should understand also why this is so offensive to so many Americans. So I think that the vice president and the president are actually giving a voice to a lot of people who feel like they haven't been heard on that.
Dan, we had Congressman Rooney on earlier, and it was right when we saw the vice president walk out, we asked his reaction, and he said actions speak louder than words, and the fact of the matter is, when we see some of these numbers for these NFL games, they are going down, and fans are burning uniforms. I mean, they're making their voices heard too.
Look, a protest by its very nature is designed to make folks uncomfortable and cause a reaction and a conversation. I agree with Alexandra. I think that if Americans would take a moment to say, why is this happening, and let's listen to the perspective
but is that
going to
happen?
I think it's very hard to do, but this is how it happens. You have conversations like this rationally. Look, this is not a violent protest. It's not threatening anybody. It is doing something that makes us take a step back and question what's going on and have a dialogue. That's really vital to who we are. I think it's exceptionally patriotic. I think this move by the vice president, maybe he wanted to watch his Colts game, but as you said in the beginning, this is something that we could have predicted happening. Yeah. I think he knew it was going to happen. I think he knew we'd talk about it, and I think he knew the NFL networks would talk about it.